Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new video. My name is Prince Mason. What I want to do is show you guys what my workflow for retouching is like in 2026 because it's very different from what it used to be in the past right now. But before I do that, please subscribe to this channel if you want to learn photography, learn retouching, maybe a little bit of videography coming soon too, show you guys how I shoot my videos and also how I edit my videos. I should probably start doing those type of videos. But yeah, please subscribe. But yeah, so I just want to show you guys what my workflow right now is for retouching. I haven't retouched any personal work in a while. But I started retouching recently and I realized that, okay, my retouching is very different, or my process is very different from what it used to be. Previously, it used to be Lightroom, Photoshop, and then it changed to Capture One, Photoshop, and now it's Capture One, Evoto, Photoshop, Capture One. It's all over the place. But it's faster now, so I'm just going to show you guys real quick. So we're in Capture One, and what I do in Capture One is where I process all my raw files. So you guys can see a few of these photos that are here. A lot of them have been processed already. I'm going to show you guys a quick before and after. So for this image right here, this is the before, this is the after. I'm going to be putting out studio presets for Capture One very soon. So if you're in the studio, keep an eye out for that. I think right now with how Capture One masking works and how you can change that into styles, I have something really nice coming for you guys. So definitely keep an eye out for that. You guys know I haven't put out a digital product in like forever because I like my digital products to be like amazing. But yeah, so we have our before and we have our after right here. And I'm going to show you on that image. So this image, we have our before and our after. Now with this image, or with Capture One for the most part, I'm just going to turn off all my layers so you guys can see it. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys my workflow from start to finish today. The first thing I want to do is select my subject. I'll do some type of like color correction and all that stuff. A lot of these are kind of saved as styles already. So I just drop them there. So the first one is my subject mask and then my background mask if I want to do anything there. For this one, I kind of just made it brighter because, there are some things that at the back, because with this light setup, I put a big umbrella behind my subject. So, that's what's lighting her. And then I have one for the clothes. Then I also have one for the skin. I have one for the face. And then for her hands, because her hands looked a little paler than her face, so we had to bring that up, add some life to her hand, so everything looks good. So once I'm done with all of this in Capture One, sometimes I might do a little bit of skin retouching in Capture One, just a little bit. I can go in there, do some skin retouching in Capture One, and then go straight to Photoshop. But in a lot of these cases, sometimes I just like taking like my images to Evoto. I feel like when it comes to skin retouching, I feel like Evoto is still better than Capture One because Capture One will only work on the face. Evoto will work on some other things like the hands, the neck, like the body if you have any of those photos that you need that work done. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to edit this with Evoto. Now, use the settings that I use here. That's how I get the best quality. So now let's open this in Evoto, right? Okay, so now we've opened the image in Evoto, and what I'm going to do is just get to retouch it. Now, Evoto can do a lot of your, I would say, raw processing too. I just like the colors in Capture One. Look, I think Capture One is great for colors. It's not great for retouching, AI retouching. I think Evoto is great for AI retouching. It's really not the best when it comes to colors. So take that. But yeah, so now that I'm here, there are a few things that I want to do to make my life easier. I want to remove a lot of the acne from her face. She doesn't have too much, just a few things here and there. But the problem is I do not want to remove every single thing because if I just drag the freckles and acne, it just looks fake. Like, I don't want my image to look like that. Maybe back in the day, I wouldn't mind if my image looked like that. But I don't want my image to look like that. I want some originality. I feel like now with AI retouching, everybody's just overdoing it, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is drag the freckles down, I mean, it's still too smooth, even though the freckles have been dragged down, it's like nothing's happening, right? Then the acne, I'm probably going to drag that down too, but for this image, what I need for the most part is for the acne to just be in some certain places, not all. So here's the trick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this brush right here. And what I'm going to do is just say, hey, I don't want it to be on this part of the face. Don't remove anything from this part of the face for me. Thank you. Just keep all of that. I don't want that. Maybe a little bit of the forehead, just don't remove anything from this part of the face. Because I need this part of the face to be to just look natural, right? You can take off stuff from the forehead, you can take off stuff from other places, but that part of the face, I don't want you to take anything from that part of the face. So if I do zoom in, you guys can see, I mean, it's remove some acne here. I can actually just enhance that, say remove more acne from that place, but you guys can see before and after. It's helped me out with the forehead, which I don't mind. It's helped me out with the chin, which I really don't mind. But you see, this part of the face, I don't want to touch that part of the face. I just need it to be what it is. Now we can say eye bags. She doesn't have any eye bags. We can say dark circles. Does she have any dark circles? No, not really. There's nothing that Evoto can find here. I can then say, hey, like I want you to just help me out with the body because I don't want to do all that work. So probably going to scroll all the way down. You can do any of these lines if you want to. It might help you out. It might not, cheek lines, any of these lines right here. It might help you, it might not. In this image, it's not doing anything. If you want to take out the smile lines, you can take out the smile lines. She doesn't have any smile lines. But I'm just showing you guys what I do for the most part. So now I'm going to say body blemishes, right? I need you to remove body blemishes and I need you to remove neck wrinkles because I can see some neck wrinkles in there. Take that out. I don't want those neck wrinkles. I don't want to do that in post. So body blemishes, take that out too. Okay, so now we've gone into this place here, which I think is totally fine. I'm going to then say, hey, maybe the hands, even dodge and burn the hands. I don't want to do any of that work. Remove hand veins. To a certain extent, it does a great job for that. But even the hand veins, I'm not going to go all the way and say, hey, I don't see any veins on our hands. Nah, just, something like this. The hands then look nice and natural. So you guys can see before, after. I mean, it's doing a great job. So now at this point, I can say I'm done. If I want, I could try to see if Evoto is going to take out this small mark on the background. So let's just go to distraction removal. Is it going to see that? Nah, it's not noticing that. It's not doing that, So if I say distractions, no distractions, auto detect, it's basically not seeing that. Color banding is going to remove that. No, it's not seeing that. Unify lighting, there's really nothing there to unify. So it's not seeing any of that stuff. So I'll probably just clean that in Photoshop. But for the most part, this was going to take me time because if I had to dodge and burn like the veins on the hands, all that stuff, remove all that stuff from the neck, it might take me time. I still want my image to look nice and natural, right? So I'm just going to come in here, do this. There's like a really quick fix for me. And what I'm going to do right now is export. And then I'm going to go to custom export. And what I'm going to do is make sure that my image format is still TIFF and is 16-bit. By the way, I'm exporting to the same folder in Capture One that I exported from. So if I go back to Capture One, I have my image in Capture One now. That's a TIFF file. So we have a before, we have a after, before, after. And then this image is what I'm going to take into Photoshop right now. Remember, I'm not trying to do the most in Evoto. I'm not trying to do the most in Capture One. A few things that I feel like would take so much time in Photoshop. For example, like cleaning the veins on the hand, removing like a lot of like blemishes from like the forehead, all that stuff. I don't want to do all that. Now I can hop in Photoshop, and what I'm going to do in Photoshop right now is just fix a few of these things. So the first thing I do in Photoshop, which is like my go-to with anything I'm doing, by the way, check out my Retouching Essentials pack, my Pro Retouching pack, my Skin Tone Lots. I've had them for years. I still use them. They are some of the best retouching packs that you can get for Photoshop. Anyway, I promise you, anywhere, best retouching packs you can get anywhere. Check them out. What I'm going to do right now is probably just do my complete dodge and burn action. Probably just run that. And I'm not teaching dodge and burn today. I mean, you should know dodge and burn by now. And with my dodge and burn, what I'm going to do is just hop in there and then just fix the way light is hitting her face, like just fix a few things. If you know anything about micro dodge and burn, you know how it works. So I might just come here, remove this line from here, just touch up how this place looks, touch up underneath her eyes, those tiny things there. Just fix all of this. I don't like how light's falling here. So I'm probably just going to do some micro dodge and burn around my subject. I still take my time to retouch. Yes, we have Evoto does a great job for me. It takes away maybe 50% of the hard work that I'm trying to do. The other 50% is still there, and I still have to do the other 50% of the hard work. Okay, so I'm not going to do the whole micro dodge and burn right now. That's something that I'm going to do for after the end of the video because that's going to take forever to do. Okay, so just do a low micro dodge and burn here. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So that's before, after. You guys can see this tiny thing I've done here. Before, after. It's fixed a few things. I don't like how the shadow is falling underneath this part of her mouth. So I'm going to go to my levels, just drag this up. So just like my check layer so I can see better. Go to my burn. Get this part out. Just burn this part right here. But yeah, so you guys get the whole idea basically. So obviously I'll still come in, do a little bit of micro dodge and burn here. So before, after, before, after. By the way, once I start dodging and burning, I can't stop. I need to get everything right. Okay, so just right now with like the little dodge and burn we've done, look at that before, look at that after. You guys can see it looks a lot better right now. And this is something that AI retouching can't do for you. I know AI retouching says dodge and burn, but the way it dodges and burns your stuff, it just smoothens the image out with dodge and burn. But that's not what we're trying to do. We're also trying to shape light, we're trying to remove some certain things from the image, maybe add some certain things to the image. But at the same time, still keep the image the way it looks and not make it like too smooth, right? Yes, we still have these blemishes that we're going to take out, and that's the next thing I'm going to get into. So for that, I'm just going to hold Command, Option, Shift, and E. And what that does for me is it just creates like a new layer. Once it creates this new layer, I then decide which way I want to go. I can either go the median frequency separation route, or I can decide that, hey, like I'm going to go my pro retouching route and then just use my pro retouching for beauty, right? It really depends on like the project that I'm working on. With this, I might not go pro retouching. I might just go median, and then I will change my radius to 14 and then click OK. We have scale 2, offset 128. We're good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to fix, like some of these textures here. I don't need AI to do this part for me because it just targets everything, like, and then I have to like mask it, all that stuff. When I can just come in here and just get this done the way I want it done, and have it look the way I want it to look, like I don't mind the image not looking perfect. I don't even want the image to look perfect. That's the thing. Like AI just gives you like this perfect image, right? So I don't want my image to look perfect. It's okay if there are a few things in there that makes you recognize that this is actual skin, right? So I'm still going to come in here, still fix all this part up, just a little bit, do some dodging and burning there. So with this right here, just going to turn on my invert check layer. You guys can see this place does not look great. So that's when you can toggle the second micro dodge and burn. Once I'm going to this point, one thing I like to do is I still like to use my mixer brush. Just come in here, pick my mixer brush up, and then I will go to my low layer. And with my mixer brush, what I'm just going to do is just work around these areas right here. Just do a little work, just some tiny work around these areas right here. Come to the neck, do some work around here. So this is just something I like to do with my mixer brush, just smoothing things out a little bit, not too much. And then we have this whole thing, this part too. I can just come in here with my mixer brush, just fix up this part. I might still go in there and do a little dodge and burn. But yeah, this is basically it. This is like my retouching workflow right now. You guys can see it's nice and clean. The image looks really good. Obviously, the next thing is global dodge and burn. With my global dodge and burn, I have my flow on 3. Just dodge some of these places right here. You see this line right here. Get that nice and shiny. And then the face, all that stuff. This place right here. I am one of those random people that I don't like to zoom in when I global dodge and burn. I think I like to look at the image the way a lot of people will look at the image. So, okay, great. So we have like a global dodge and burn here. We're not spending too much time retouching like we used to do. Like you try to get the image to look really nice straight out of camera so you don't have to do too much. Come to my levels, add a little bit of contrast. Remember, I said I was going to clean that thing at the background that I have forgotten. That's not hard to clean. That's really easy to clean. Okay, so we have our image right here to this point. What we're going to do now, just go to color lookup, Go to load 3D lot. I have my skin tone lots here. I think for this, I probably used 2. I was using 2. And then just drop my opacity somewhere around 30. And yeah, something like this. So before, after. So look at that. Before, after. And that's it. And right now, obviously, I can just save this. I'll discard all the layers. I'm still going to come back, do a little touch up because, you know, I can see some tiny things there. Like, I don't like the way her eyes look here. I need to just underneath her eyes right there. It would be nice to dodge and burn this part, just on this part. I think that's like the main thing right now. Just make it look a little better so she doesn't have that line underneath there. But for the most part, that's it. So now we are in Capture One. So we have our raw file here. We have our file that we edited with Evoto, and then we have our Photoshop file. So you can see this, our raw file right here, you know, our before, after. We have our file from Evoto, just a little bit of work, you know, like the forehead, the hands, does like a great job for you. And then we have our final image, you know, everything that we've done in Photoshop. You guys can see like the nice difference. And basically that is my workflow right now in 2026. That's how I edit my images. Most of my images go through this workflow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another video where I'll be editing an image from scratch to finish without actually rushing my dodge and burn or any of that stuff. This just show you guys my workflow. The next one will probably be about 30 minutes or probably longer, where I'm going to like edit like a photo from scratch, do that the whole micro dodge and burn, explain everything. If you want to see that video, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I hope you guys liked it. This is my workflow for retouching in 2026. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.